Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me once again on my drive to work today. My name is Nick, and in today's episode, I'd like to talk a bit about tasers. Tasers are a weapon, one of the weapons that I carry at work. I'm in the healthcare security field. And the whole idea of tasers is that they are a less lethal tool that can be used in order to stop someone from being assaultive or to effect an arrest uh, without using any more force than is absolutely necessary. So, a little bit about what tasers actually, or how they actually work. You've probably seen those little stun guns that you can buy on like Amazon or whatever, and they have two little prongs on the top, and when you push a button, it makes a zappy noise. That is not a taser. People use the word taser to describe it. It's not. That is a stun gun. A taser is what's known as a conducted energy weapon. And the idea is you can get what's known as neuromuscular incapacitation. So unlike those little zappy things that hurt a lot, but that's it, a taser, when it performs well, can actually interfere with your brain's ability to talk to your muscles. They're literally overloading the little bit of electricity that your body uses to make your muscles work with a lot of electricity. So your muscles all seize up and you fall over. It's very unpleasant. I've been tased once. I didn't enjoy it. It is very painful, but it's also very effective when it works properly. And the brand name Taser, the way that it works, is it actually fires these little probes, which are basically just straight fish hooks. They stick in your skin, and if you get enough distance between those two probes, it's going to, like I said, overwhelm the muscles between those two probes where the energy is being conducted through the body. And the tasers themselves are very effective when they work. So I've actually got a few clips here. You've probably seen this before, but just for those who maybe haven't, here's a few clips of what it looks like when a taser works well.
Tase him! Drop the knife!
No, get on the ground!
No, hell no!
Turn over.
To my mom like that animal. Put your hands behind your back.
All right, so like I said, you've probably seen that before. You get that classic lock up, the person falls down, and you get a few seconds to get hands on that person and potentially start putting them in handcuffs or doing whatever you need to do before they're able to regain control of their body. The problem is the way that it works. Like I said, it's a conducted energy weapon. So if you're familiar at all with electricity, you need a negative and a positive to complete a circuit. Well, with the taser, if you don't get both of those probes into your subject, you're not going to complete that circuit. And there's a number of ways that can happen. The easiest way to not complete that circuit is to miss. If one or both probes miss your subject, you've accomplished nothing. If your subject is wearing very heavy clothes, you know what? Just last night, actually, I was dealing with someone and I immediately identified the fact that this person's wearing a heavy leather jacket. If I need to use a weapon against this person, the taser is not going to work because the probes are probably not going to go through that leather. So if someone's wearing a winter coat, if someone's wearing even really, really loose clothing, even if it's lighter clothing, there's a possibility that those probes are not going to penetrate the clothing and stick in the skin. And like I said, if that doesn't happen, you're not going to get that neuromuscular incapacitation. You might get a little bit of pain compliance if the arc can jump to the skin, but you're not going to get that lockup. So here's another few videos where you can see the taser being deployed but not working.
Get down! Drop it now! Drop right now. What's up, Meg? Taser deployed. You're gonna get it again. You're gonna get it again. Come on.
All right, so in those videos, you can see those taser deployments were not effective. And I only showed the parts of those videos with that ineffective taser deployment. What I didn't show is that in a couple of those videos, things go really badly, really quickly after those tasers did not work. So I hear this so many times, when the police use maybe lethal force, people, well, why didn't they tase them? Well, there's a lot of reasons that maybe a taser wasn't used, or maybe the taser was used but it didn't work. But I feel that too many people see the taser as this magic bullet that it is not. The taser is a good tool to have. I'm glad that I have one, in my job. I know that a lot of police officers are glad that they have one in their job, but it's not always going to work. It's not always going to solve the problem. And sometimes police are going to have to resort to other types of force. There are, of course, other types of less lethal force. There's things like pepper spray. There's things like the baton. I carry a baton. There's things like beanbag rounds from a shotgun. The problem is that all of those forms of less lethal force are completely pain compliance, meaning you're basically hurting someone and hoping that they're like, oh, I don't like the pain, I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. And the problem with pain compliance is if someone is angry enough, drugged up enough, or just motivated enough to work through the pain, you've not accomplished anything. They're just going to keep doing what they're doing. I can think of at least one other less lethal tool called the Bola Wrap. This is a Kevlar cord that is fired at someone and is basically designed to wrap up their arms or legs. That's really the only other less lethal weapon that I can think of off the top of my head that's going to physically stop someone from doing something. So the taser, with that neuromuscular incapacitation, that will physically stop someone from doing something when it works. The Bola Wrap will wrap you up and physically stop you from doing whatever you're doing. Other than those two weapons, the only other type of force, that's not fair. If you go hands-on with someone, you can also physically stop them from doing anything. Other than those three things, though, the only other type of use of force that will physically stop someone from doing something is lethal force that usually comes in the form of a firearm. Because if someone is dead or dying, they're not probably going to fight you. So that will effectively stop someone from doing something, but of course that's never the ideal outcome. I know that a lot of people out there think that, cops are just these bloodthirsty people that just want an excuse to shoot someone. And I'm not saying that person doesn't exist somewhere, but all of the police officers that I've gotten to work with, that's not who they are. They want to resolve any, situation where someone's in danger, and they want to go home. They want that person to go home. They want every, innocent person around to go home and be okay. But in any case, I'm kind of getting off track here a little bit. The taser is a really good tool when it works. But the one thing that I've learned is that I will never risk my life or someone else's life based on the hope that a taser is going to work. Because depending on what stats you want to believe, between 30 and 50% of the time, the taser is not going to work. And you know what? Axon, that's the company that makes taser, I will certainly say that they have made great strides in improving the effectiveness of their weapon. The newest taser, the Taser 7, the probes are spin stabilized. They have twice the kinetic energy that the old ones did. Even the manner in which the device conducts the electricity, the pulses that it uses, it's all come a long way from the original tasers. However, it is still not a 100% guarantee that you're going to stop someone. There's still so many different possible problems that a taser deployment can have. In any case, the taser is a great tool, but it's far from the only tool. It's just one more thing that you can use, but it's not going to solve all your problems. In any case, thank you for watching. I'd appreciate it if you would like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.